It's the Date Master. Yes, we're back again. Video number 2. With no further ado. As always, when you come in, make sure you hit the like button and the subscribe button. And if you like the content, hit the notification bell. That way, you'll be notified once I drop a video. Her confidence is rooted in delusion. I come across endless content with ladies basically. For whatever reason, the stories that I see women telling social media it has no bounds. They will literally get on the internet and tell you everything you don't need to know that you need to know, if that makes sense. So I saw a young lady talking about how women have such confidence in America. And she stated that women's confidence is rooted in delusion. So if you talk to a woman and tell her that she's not a 10, in some cases, you see these women, I'm a 10. Well, I'm a 10 because I feel like it. Isn't this crazy? You're a 10 because you feel like you're a 10. No, the fuck you don't, because if you truly felt like a 10, you will be doing what 10s do. You will be getting the outcomes that 10s get. You're still working full time at a bullshit job that you hate. You're not a 10. You still have inboxes of unread messages. And I'm going to point that out. See, she has what's called faux options. They're options, but they're really not options. Think about, as a man, right? Your social media, let's say if you're on the level of some of the high level guys, athletes, blue checks, Lamborghinis and Ferraris in your bio and on your page, that his social media is going to be equivalent to a regular chick that's cute, like a 7, 8. And if she's like a 9, nothing else going on, just purely a 9, her social media engagement still may trump that of a guy who's riding Lambos and living in mansions, well-to-do, muscular built. You see the skewed lines when it comes to the social media space. So what she has is 4 options. So let's put it in the man's court. It'll be equivalent to you having a DM full of those chicks that you see on Instagram is spam. Watch my story. They're showing ass cheeks and all of this soft corn. Imagine you having just an inbox full of those. You know you're not going to open them up. They reply to your story. Hey, I got this product I want to sell, but they try to use sex to lure you to the page. Imagine if you had 500 of those in your DM. It doesn't matter. So in a woman's case, she has about that same amount with men who she has no interest in. She's not attracted to. But because of those options, it gives her the option that a Prince Charming has to be somewhere in the fold. You see, a king simp has to be some kind of simp in here somewhere. So I don't know if you saw the clip with Leslie Jones on the Breakfast Club talking about men don't know how to do this and all of this. Well, if men didn't know how to lay in her words, if men didn't know how was the abortion rate so high? How was the abortion rate so high in the black community, despite the small population in comparison to everyone else in America? How were we almost on par with white women when it comes to abortion, and we're only 13 to 14%? And I think that has maybe decreased due to the Hispanic population increasing exponentially. Why was there so much outrage when the Roe versus Wade decision came out recently? If men don't know how to sex. So Leslie Jones is the last person that should even be speaking on this, but just look at her. And I'm not just going to beat her up, but we're going to call a spade a spade. She thinks she's a bad bitch to even get on the internet or on this platform to speak in this nature because she has a level of celebrity. She has a little bit of money. So with that, she thinks that puts her on par with a true bad bitch. So what you saw was basically a rant out of frustration. If a woman is truly in her feminine, she has all of these well-to-do suitors and options. Do you think she'll be getting on platform screaming men don't know how to fuck. Men need to do this or that or all of this. Do you think she'll have all of these critiques of men if she has well-to-do men in her proximity? No, the fuck she would not. She'll be too busy living in that femininity. She'll be too busy living in that value. So you see women like Leslie Jones get on the internet. So if Leslie Jones can get on the internet talking like this, think about the women that actually looks like something. How do you think their mindset is made? How do you think their mentality is when it comes to the options that they have or the options that they think they have? If a Leslie Jones, this will be equivalent to, goddamn me, Rush Limbaugh or I forgot the guy on the Bachelor, the no net guy. It'll be equivalent to him saying, you bad bitches don't know how to suck. You chicks don't know how to treat a king. When he's not a Chad or a stud. He's not an alpha dog. That's the equivalent when you see a Leslie Jones get on the internet ranting in this manner. You haven't seen it, go look it up. I'm not going to clip it, but go look up the Leslie Jones Breakfast Club interview and see what I'm speaking about. It's pure foolishness and comedy. You see, her confidence is rooted in delusion because she thinks money substitutes or supplements for lack of beauty. Because she's been convinced that we're the same and equal in that we want the women for the same things women want the men for. Money, provision, protection, etc. When it's not the case. That is not the case. You have a lot of women running around with these faux options, DMs full of spam that they just think about this. When a woman says I have a lot of options, she thinks it's a flex. She thinks it's a flex, but let me give you a perspective. When you go into in the mall, let's say you in Lenox, you're in, Bell Harbor in Miami, all of these designer stores. When have you went into a Fendi, Louis, Gucci, and it was just packed with buyers? Again, these high-end designers providing high-end garments of quote unquote the best quality and the best style. When have you seen any of these stores? Now, in some cases, you may see, if a Louis bag, you're going to see a line, but I'm talking about flooded. When has a Louis Vuitton looked the same as a TJ Maxx around the holidays? When has a Hermes or a Chanel store be packed and people actually buying shit? Not looking around, taking pictures, trying to stunt as if they're buying something. Actually walking out bags on bags on bags. In the same fashion you would see TJ Maxx or Ross around the holidays. It will never look that way. So what are you getting at? So I'm going to land this plane. You know why that is? It's because the high end, the top quality chicks, the top quality men, they don't just answer, or they're not in the proximity where everyone can reach. You see, they're what you would call, I would say, the untouchables. The top tier baddies, they may get a lot of DMs. Some women have their DMs turned off. Or they have in their bio, do not DM me, which again is somewhat of a deterrent, but it's really not. So it'll be the equivalent of a TJ Maxx or a Ross thinking that they're on the same level as a Chanel or a Gucci. Because you have a lot of suitors throwing themselves or bidding at you is because, well, bitch, you look cheap. You look like I can afford you. This is why you won't even open up the damn DM. You got the baddies. They get DMs from the top level guys, but best believe they're opening. When they see their blue check and they see who that is, they see 800,000 followers, 300,000, 80,000, 100. They're going to open up that DM. Or they're going to look at the notification and just go to your page. But they're going to look. And those top level guys, most of them, they're going to get a response. So when a woman says, I have a bunch of guys in my DM, they don't even open up the damn DM because they know it's not from a man that they would deem as high value or a man of means or value. So this is why you don't see Chanel and Fendi packed with people actually buying bags and walking out with a handful of bags in the same fashion you would see a Ross or a TJ Maxx. And this no knock on Ross or TJ Maxx because I love them both. I love Ross and TJ Maxx. But this is just the goals to paint a picture to show you how these women have 4 options, or they have options in which they don't really consider true options. Because if they did have so many options, bitch, why haven't you picked one? If you got all these men and these options, why haven't you picked one? And they'll look at you with the fluoride stare. Oh, I'm single by choice. It's because I'm working on my career. Shut the fuck up. Her confidence is rooted in delusion. And you must break a woman's confidence. You must let her know you're not that. For the ones that are that, you don't have to break them because they're going to exist in that. If you see one and she's one of them ones and you get access and you can, whatever, you more likely have built a sense of value of yourself, which is why you're able to engage and interact with this woman. In some restaurants, it's reservation only, VIP only. You can't even get in unless you can't go to Ferrari and say, you have to set up a meeting. You can't just, I want a Bugatti. You can't just go in there and sit down in a chair with they have to know who's coming in to seat because time is money. See, a lot of women think they're just going to walk into a Ferrari dealership and they're just going to walk out with a Ferrari or a Lamborghini no. Even do you know some men that had Ferraris are no longer able to buy them unless they buy them resale or used? They can't go into a Ferrari dealer and buy them off the lot because some infraction that they did, some modification they made to one of their unique cars. In the same way, some of the high-end restaurants, they're not going to let you put steak sauce or ketchup on their $800 steak. Her confidence is rooted in delusion because she knows how to trip the algorithm on social media to make it appear that she has options, to make it appear that she's of a certain caliber. But in reality, that's not the case. So we're giving you a dose of that good red pill today, ladies and gentlemen. But for the ladies, you're getting a good dose of that red pill today. If you had all of these options, these men of great value and stature, bitch, why haven't you picked one yet? And what I'll get, because I've been getting a few trolls, and again, I said in one of my previous videos, I think some of my exes, I have an idea on who this may be. I think she's found my page and she's ghost watching and she's ghost commenting under bullshit usernames. And I'm going to reply, but don't think that you are too clever or so smart that I don't know who you are. But this is what happens when you hit them with that teaspoon of truth. If you had these options, you wouldn't be on the internet ranting and raving about your disdain for men, your disdain for the dating market, your disdain for your singleness. You would be exploring those options. So, fellas, do not get caught up in the social media display of bullshit, the filters, and don't get caught up in that. If you're trying to meet a woman, please let social media be your absolute last resort. See, I'm going back to the old days. Again, the engagement on social media, no. We're going to go back to where it's organic. Shout out to Mr. Organic. I rock with him. But yeah, we're going to go back to the old ways. You need to be in their face in person in the streets so you can feel that energy. Let her smell that Mason Margiela replica. You know, let her smell that jazz club. It smells amazing. And see what that energy and that chemistry is really like, because the social media is bullshit. And guarantee if you meet a chick on social media, 8 times out of 10, it's going to be short-lived. But you guys, let me know what you think about this video. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. It's the Date Master.